personal responsibility apart from the company itself. Are we not constructing new roads? No, that's not what I mean. Because if we are going to say we will not construct new roads, what will you do to constituencies like Northor, Mr. Speaker, or Kadangachini in Nithi, or in Mandera, Mr. Speaker, most of the parts, even Meru, Mr. Speaker, most parts of Meru, or the road between Nyeri and Nyandarua, passing through the forest there, or all those, Mr. Speaker, or Mount Elgon, yes, Mr. Speaker, or Mr. Speaker, Caleb Amis's constituency, that is Honorable Caleb Amis's constituency, Saboti. You know, many people think because Saboti is around Kitale town, if you go inside it, you will find that it's one of the muddiest constituency, Mr. Speaker. So we will have to sit down, sort the immediate problem that we have, and I agree with Honorable Kosing that it should be roads bond. Solve the problem. If we can float 300 billion, we use the 150 billion to solve the problem, and the one above it, Mr. Speaker, we can now use it to construct the roads across this country. Mr. Speaker, on the landing of the expressway, it is true the committee dealt with this issue. I have also spoken to Kenya, and there are conversations to provide landing at GPO, so that people can land at GPO. The challenge, of course, is that it might touch at Uhuru Park a little bit, and that's where the problem is, Mr. Speaker. So we need to explore engineering designs that will be able to protect the park and at the same time give us a landing. Otherwise, the expressway will become also will not become that useful as it ought to be. Mr. Speaker, KQ nationalization, I think we should think about it more longer. So far, the debt that we have given to KQ, part of it has moved our equity as a country to 49%. Intentionally, we didn't want to cross 50% because we didn't want it to be a public company. We still want it to be run as a private company. I think what we need to do with the KQ is to ensure that perhaps create subsidiaries. Maybe a budget airline, like the one we already have, Jumbo Jet, to continue doing what it needs to do. A cargo airlines be separated, Mr. Speaker, and maybe a charter airlines that can be able to fly to bring tourists from Europe, like my colleague addressed the Honorable Owen here. And finally, we might need Kenya Airways to also, and I've had conversation on this, to have other businesses on the side where they provide other services, drone services, Mr. Speaker's surveying services, and other services that other private companies are giving as one way of raising their revenue and bridging their gap, the loans, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, airstrips, I promise, there are only 13 airstrips, fairly functioning airstrips in the country. Mr. Speaker, I promise that as if I am approved, the ministry, as a ministry that deals with policy and construction of airstrips, that Mr. Speaker will put in place a policy to progressively construct an airstrip in every county, Mr. Speaker, so that every county can have an airstrip for emergency services, for transport, Mr. Speaker, and for security issues, Mr. Speaker, if you talk about especially marginalized areas. Honorable Murugara, you are right. We will work together with these agencies to ensure that we provide better infrastructure. I'm more interested in what we are going to do to make Nithi Bridge different, even if it means we dwell a small distance of that area, because Nithi Bridge, for as long as I have lived, has killed as many people. It's a killer, actually, and we must be able to do something to make sure that we solve that issue. Carer funding, we need to ring-fence the funding for carer, Mr. Speaker, so that that's why we are a bit apprehensive when you take the road maintenance levy fund to development, Mr. Speaker, because we want to ensure that care has enough funding to go machinani, Mr. Speaker. But members here will tell me, because we all live in this country, the